an introductory session to introduce us to the information technology that can help us build information systems. The sample we are going to build today is a currency converter. We are going to build actually a front-end application that has a process that works in background to make the calculations and display the results. All the process is about converting from a currency to another. The sample interface, it looks like the one in front of us. We are not going to stick to that, but we are going to do all the modifications. I'll explain all the steps. But a simple interface like the one in front of us now is it's enough. The modifications I will be explaining accordingly. So let's get started. The technology that we will use to implement such an interface, they are numerous. The technology, listen to the terminology I use in order to understand what I'm saying. So the technology we are going to use here, we'll use the available, the licensed, let's say, distributions we have in our campus, but it's not the unique technology that we can use. But it's the very famous. It's very easy to use. It's very, let's say, professional from the professional side. So let's do that. Visual Studio is our solution for implementing such web solution. If you can see here the URL, localhost, something like that. If in this URL. So this is a web-based application. This is a web-based application. It's not a desk application. This is a web-based application. This is an information system that runs over the web, over the networks in general, and particularly on over the internet. So I hope it's clear. If you have any question, usually you can interrupt me. So I'm going to just demonstrate you and explain step by step. Later on, I'll give you the chance to practice by yourself. I'll give you the record, and then even I give you the time to practice by yourself. So Visual Studio, I'm going to start the Visual Studio. So the one we installed last class, it was the 2013, but if you have installed the 2012, also it's very fine, not have any struggle. If you install from Microsoft the 2019, also it's very okay. So there's no doubt that will lead us to the result. So file a new website, since it's a web-based application, a website, yes. I'm choosing this option. Why? Because, as I told you, it is a web solution. So because of this URL, we are going to implement something similar. So it is a web solution. I'll use the C#. We can use any, but let's use this one because it's we have a reference already, and our book already speaks about the C#. So let's use this one, the C# as a background scripting tool. And it's an empty website. It's an empty website. So we are going to use the Visual C# as a scripting technology. It's a scripting language. This is the option. Why I'm using this one? There is no, we can use the Visual Basic also, but because of our book, our reference talks about the C#, and we have actually a reference on that, so we use the C# as per our book only. There is no secret. And we need an empty startup, so we start with an empty website from here. Nothing to do more. We can change the place where to say, but no need. So just leave it in the default directory, Visual Studio, in the documents. Just okay. Just confirm. Here it is. It's an empty one. It's an empty. The web.config actually is the configuration file that will lead us to do all the configurations if we need. So for now, we do not need it. Leave it like that. From the root folder, I'm going to create a new page. So new content page. I'm going to add a new content page. I can add from here a new item. Otherwise, I'm going to add web form. So it's okay, web form from now. I'm going to change the name to, let's say, home. Okay, I got it. Here it is. Home. Here it appeared. I'm going to swap to the design view. It is empty. Nothing is there. Immediately, I'm going to start trying to build such an interface here, and later on, we'll do the modifications if we need. But for now, let's start building such an interface. So I'll start with inserting a panel See the border here, this border here, this line. It's a panel. Inside of it, we have those controls. The label, the text box, the label again, and the button. All of them, they are controls inside a panel. So let's insert the panel, and later on we'll insert the control. So again, a little bit space here in between. I'm going to insert toolbox. I'm going to search for panel. This is the panel. Here it is. Double click it. I got it. Here it is. I'm going to maximize it and gain a little bit space inside the panel. It's just a visual effect only. There is no technical description here. It's just a visual effect only to make it convenient, no more, no less. So the controls are, the first thing actually is a label. I'm going to insert a label. This is a label. Okay. This is the first label. The first label will play the role of the text, which is convert. This convert here. I'm going to write it immediately. Right click on this label. Properties. I'm going to search for text, otherwise. Yes, here it is, the text. I'm going to change it to convert. Column. And that's it. I can change the text size. I can change. Yes, okay. Here it is. So yeah, here the text box is the second one. The text box is the second control I'm going to insert. Text box, this is the one. The same thing, we want to change the size to make it adequate. Font size, let it be XX large. Unique, that's good. Second label, as I said, is just simple visual effect, the measurement and the positioning. Yes, the second text would be US dollars to your, this is the currency we're going to choose now. So the text dollars to euros. Okay. Okay, I'm going to change also the font size. Yes, great.
Doctor,
Yes, tell.
we opened the studio from VMware because last class we uploaded the VMware and Windows 10.
Yes, I know.
Visual Studio.
You did not install it, Sarah?
No.
It has to be installed. Actually, I'm using it in a remote computer, me myself. Actually, yeah. It's like the virtual machine. It's a virtualized one. I'm using it through a remote one. It's a virtual machine, but on the internet. I'm using the internet to access. It's a virtual machine. I'm not using my computer. If you can see the machine I'm using, so this is a virtual machine. Actually, it's not my machine. So you have to use you have to install it from the same location where you downloaded the Windows 10 Moodle. You can use it actually if you have it in your computer. You can use it, but for, I don't, it's up to you. Normal computer with VMware, you have the option.
Okay, doctor, can I use from my computer?
You can if you have it installed there. I did not save anything actually since the beginning. See the star here, I did not save anything from the beginning. So I'm going to save. Okay, the last control is the button for now. The last control for now is the button. Okay, I'm going to change the text of this button to convert or whatever. Yes, again. Convert, I'm going to change the font to make it visible. Great. Then great. Okay. Anything else? Yes, absolutely. The result. Where to get the result? So here near the or in front of this converter, I'm going to input a label. I'm going to insert a label to have the result. So it's a label, simple label. Yeah, okay, leave it like that. I'm going to change the color and the size, the font size. It's an X large. I'm going to change the font color. Yes, this is the one. I'm going to change it to red, to be red, yes, for example. Yes, something like this. Okay, I'm going to save. Okay, let me test the thing. Yes, verify. Okay, here let's say US to euro. I'm going to say 120. Convert from US to dollar. Sorry, from dollar to euro. Okay, it works very fine, but no conversion because the process is not running. But the application is very fine. The application is very fine. The first thing I'm going to do before I continue building the process, I'm going to make the panel be visible. The border of the panel, make it visible. So come back to make the border of the panel be visible. So I'm going to highlight the panel. I clicked here once, and I search for the border style actually, or border width, something like that. Border color, let it be. I'm going to choose the color, let it be, for example, this color, whatever, any violet, and the size or the width, let it be 2 pixels. That's it, 2 pixels. I wrote. Save. I'm gonna test. Yes, very fine. Yeah, the board is visible now. Very fine. We can even control the width of this panel. So you can minimize, you can maximize, you can make the height more bigger, more wider, and so on. So the style, and it's up to you to style this box. It's up to you to make the style. So let's talk about the process. When I just input here a value, let's say 100 US dollar, it has to be 140 or something like that US euros. Here it has to be displayed here in this label, in this red label. Okay, so far it does not do anything. The event handler, which is this button, when I click it, when the user clicks this convert button, whatever amount is written here, it is in US dollar. It has to be calculated and translated or converted into euros, and the value has to be displayed here in this label. Simple. So click the convert. The calculator or the process reads the value here in this text box, convert it into euro, and displays it in here in this label. Very simple. Click, read, process, display. Click, read, process, display. Click, read, process, display. Very easy. Let's do that. So we said that the user has to click this button. So this is the event handler. So here in this button, the script or the code has to be in this button, inside this button. So double click it. I'm going to just double click it. Yes. And here it is. So here we are seeing, we are able to see this the script. So immediately I only double click it. The cursor is in place. It's inside the button. So okay, let me come back first. The name of this text box is what? Is text box 1. Here it is, text box 1. Okay, we are going to read the text box 1 and make the process. Okay. What is the name of this label, which will be utilized to display the result? Label 3. The name is label 3 here. So okay, whatever it's written here, it would be converted into euro and displayed here as a result. Okay, double click again. I'm going to say text box 1. Problem with this computer. Okay, text box 1. Okay, dot text. What's the problem with the text box 1? I'm going to multiply it by 1.4 or 1.5. Okay. We will check the value later on. Just now, we will check the correct value. But for now, this is the process. What's the problem with this process? We have to store it inside the label 3. We have to store this process of conversion inside of this label 3. This one is named label 3. No, it's label 3. So to store this process inside the label 3 at the beginning, we have to mention that label 3 dot text equals this text box 1 multiplied by. So label 3 here. Let me check the name first of all. Okay. I'm choosing from the list only. Text box 1, what's the problem here? Operator cannot be applied to operands type string and double. Great. So it is not possible to multiply a string by a double. So I'm going to do the following. I'm going to convert this one to a value, val, in between parentheses here. Close the parenthesis. Yes, here. I'm going to check. Okay, well, it's not does not exist in it's in Visual Basic. This one. We'll talk about just anyway. I'll check what's the error here. For now, okay, the process is as follows. We are going to multiply the content of the text box 1 by the value of the euro stored in this label 3. This 1.5 from where I got it. Let me show you from where. Actually, it is not accurate, but let's check the accurate value. So I'm gonna refer to the X4X, the United States NASDAQ portal, which is the xe.com. Let it open first. Yes, still it's loading, Let it finish loading, yes. Okay, so we are in here. The amount is in US dollar. The amount in US dollar. We are going to convert to euro. Just one. I'm going to say one equal in US dollar. How much it would value in euro? So convert. 1 US dollar volts. Yes, 0.8 euros. Okay, I'm going to just copy paste. Copy this value. Come back to my editor. I'm going to change this 1.5 by the new value here. Great. Then great. Okay. Okay, so let's continue. Let's continue. Now the process is very okay. Terminated. Just we'll check only. This is an error here. The name val. Okay, I'm not going to use this val function. I'm going to use the convert dot to int, I believe. To int 32. Yes, this is the one. Convert dot to int 32. Let's check what's the problem. Int convert to string value overloaded. Yeah, I'm gonna put it in between parentheses here. This one. Terminated here. Still there's an error. Let me just check what's the, let me read the statement again. Not just string actually. Okay, come on. I'm gonna do convert to string. Convert dot to string. Yes. Plus 35 overloaded. String convert to string. Convert to int. Textbox one dot text. Okay, to avoid the issue here, this value here, I'm going to replace. See, actually, the issue here is to convert it from a text box which is string already into a double or decimal, something like that. So to avoid any, to make you understand actually what I'm doing, I'm going to replace this value here, with the converter actually the conversion rate with the conversion rate. So I'm going to add a new text box here. Put the rate of the euro text box. Also, I'm going to change the font size. And the value of this, I'm going to put it whatever I like. So this one name is text box 2. So I come back here. I replace those XXX with the text box too. So I'm going to do copy paste. I will not bother myself. So copy what I just highlighted for the what I did for the text box one. I'm going to delete this XXX and paste. Replace the text box one with text box two. Full stop. I'll check what's the error now. Convert 32, value 18 overloaded. Converts the specified string representation number and equivalent 32 bit. Okay, I'm gonna just change it to only int and stop there. Okay, and here also. There is a secret, so means here there is a secret. That's great. That's great. Convert to string. Okay. I'm gonna convert the totality here to a string and stop. Convert to string. Okay, open the parenthesis here. I close it at the end. I close it at the end. Full stop. Here, convert C capital. I have to respect the spelling. To string capital T. Yes, let's just save and save the design also. Full stop. That's fine now. Let's run. Test. View in browser. So we know the value of the euro is 0. The rate, sorry, or let's say any value here in US dollar. And here I'm gonna type the rate, which is 0.84. Convert. I have an error. Incorrect format. Input string was not in a correct format. Request, please renew this tag trace. See what I'm going to do now in order to make you understand what I'm doing. See, this is the error, absolutely. But here, the convert string, see, the convert string, actually, during the conversion, parentheses are one open, closing, open, and closing two. I'm doing it in like convert to string, convert to int 32, open parenthesis. I'm just checking the strings now. The parentheses. I have nothing to worry about. I have another suggestion. Let me test it from my side only.
Doctor? Doctor, no sound.
Yes, Sarah.
ما كان في صوت.
It was muted. Yeah, sorry for that. Sorry for that. I was thinking it's on. So, and because what is the guide? Because the guide actually is talking about the VB, so our backend solution is in Visual Basic here. So I'm going to just use the methods of this VB here, which is this VB here, if you can notice very well. So I'm going to just convert it into this using this prescribed, let's say, method, no more, no less, to avoid such a conflict in conversion. Because of here it's a matter of conversion only, everything is very fine, but let me just debug in another mode without debugging. Any value, let's set it to 220. Great. So here I'm going to say one any $, and here because of the decimals, no more, no less. So I'm going to say by 3. I'm going to just write here int, not decimals or doubles. So whatever, it calculates very fine. It calculates very fine. So based on that, no more, no less. Actually, the solution, it does not show any issues. The problem here is actually the currency. Sorry, the data type. I'll give you the chance to do all these steps, because later on we may add another converter. We may play on this currency, let's say text box. But for now, let's stick at this basic application to understand how to do and to manipulate this event handler, and to raise up questions if you have later on, after you finish. If you have any doubt or any problematic view to understand how it is working, okay, I'll receive your question. So I'll stop the recorder at this level now. I'm going to give you the